So I've got a newish foundation to try today against another newish foundation that I've heard are kind of similar. And the first one I loved so much that when I heard there was another one that was very similar, I wanted to try them against each other. So back in January, right after the holidays, Dior came out with their Forever Hydra Nude foundation. And I have the Dior Backstage foundation, but the other ones have seemed to be too matte. And this one I really like. It feels like water. It feels like a serum on the skin. And I have it in 2.5N. And then recently, as in maybe a week or two ago, Givenchy came out with their new Prisme Libre Glow Serum foundation, and I have mine in 2N, which I believe is a pretty good match. And Givenchy previously had a more natural to matte foundation, but this is a new one that's supposed to be very similar, also lightweight, serum-y feeling, water-based. And so I thought we would try those today. And then I've also got a couple of other new things to try. I have the new I almost said the word. I am so sorry, because as you know, that other woman kind of annoys me. I have the new Lisaeldridge, love her, Betty palette, and it is beautiful for spring. And so we're going to try that today. And with that, she also came out with a burnt umber liner and a burnt umber mascara. So we'll try those today. I do not have Givenchy. Actually, Givenchy nor Dior has a glow serum concealer to go with these foundations. I assume if they sell well, they probably will. I have the Dior regular one. I don't have Givenchy, and the woman at the Givenchy counter said she doesn't use that one. So I take that as a bit of a sign. I looked through my collection, and the only real, there's a couple that could be, but the only one who truly says they're a serum concealer is the Victoria Beckham concealer. So I'm going to try that today and I'm going to do half my face with the Dior and half my face with the Givenchy, the two new ones, and we'll see which one we like better. And then, like I said, I'll try to keep the rest of it consistent. I'm going to do an eye look with the new Lisaeldridge Betty palette. And yeah, so if that sounds nice to you, then please consider subscribing, liking, following along. I'm on Instagram and YouTube as Unsolicited Eyevice. And of course, you know, if you're able to shop my links, it doesn't cost you anything, but it does help my page a little bit. They're affiliate links, so that would help my page some. So to start, I'm just going to quickly go in with Benefit and do my brow. I shot a video yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? I can't remember. And I think I forgot to do my brow, and I think you could notice that it looked a little funny. So I'm just going to quickly do this. So today I'm filming, and it is St. Patrick's Day. And, you know, on my way home from work, I live kind of in a city now, in Oklahoma City. And I passed all these St. Patrick's Day celebrations, and I really thought, I wish I knew people here. I'm 43, so it's kind of hard to meet people when you're not like in the bar crowd, you're not 22. And I'm at a point now where I really would like to, you know, meet some people, groups of people. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I looked and saw, I've got my Denessa Myricks Glow Serum, sticking with the serums. You know, I looked to see if there was like a gay man's group or professional group, you know, people over 25. I can't find it if there is. I like this primer a good amount. It's very hydrating and it feels nice because my skin's quite dry today. So that looks good. So what we can do, how am I going to remember this? Okay, the one with the black and white, the big black and white picture, we're going to do Givenchy. And the other side, with the pillows, we're going to do Dior Hydra Nude. I'm doing this right now so that when I edit the video, I remember which one's which. I have two identical brushes. I have the Merit foundation brush, which is one of my favorite when these are part of the Sephora sale. Grab them because I love them. So I'm going to do, let's see, 2 pumps of the Givenchy. Again, this is in 2 neutral. And I'm going to do that on this side of my face. Okay, this feels very lightweight. It does feel like a serum or like a watery. It's very lightweight. I wouldn't say like a tint. It's more than a tint, but it is certainly not like a traditional foundation. The color match is quite good. I don't have a lot from Givenchy. I have their old, before they reformulated, setting powder. Although I did notice today that they are releasing a new pressed version of that that's supposed to be matte. So I'll be interested to see reviews on that. I don't really need additional setting powders, but it'd be nice to see how it looks. Okay, so just kind of up close, that's very nice. It's not overly glowy, but it's a very nice glow. On the other side, let me grab my other Merit brush. I'm going to grab the Dior Forever Hydra Nude, and this is in 2.5N. It might be a tad darker. I will say it's thicker. I can feel that already. It's not thick by any means, but it's thicker. It maybe has a hair more coverage, and it maybe feels a little bit thicker, but they both feel really lightweight. Really nice going on the skin. They don't feel cakey or crusty. Okay. It is just the hair darker, but you know what I'm going to do here, just as a sample, I'm going to put the Dior here, and I'm going to do an equal amount of the Givenchy, just so, I don't know if you can see the difference, but the Dior is over here, and it's a little bit thicker. See how the Givenchy is starting to run? They're both extremely lightweight foundations, like extremely lightweight, but I would say the Givenchy is a little bit runnier. The Dior maybe has a fraction more coverage, but they both look really beautiful. This is the Givenchy side, and then this is the Dior side. I think they both look really lovely. Like I said, I don't have, well, neither of the brands has a serum foundation or a concealer. They each have traditional, and with Dior they have a couple. But so I grabbed my Victoria Beckham by Augustus Bader, and this is the serum concealer with the little pen that you either love or you hate. Okay, now it's starting to come out, and I have mine in the shade FL2. This is a very nice lightweight concealer. It is overpriced, but it is beautiful. So I guess it's just kind of relative as to, you know, I think there are others on the market that are probably a better value. That being said, with most Victoria Beckham Beauty, they're lovely products. And it is extremely lightweight. It's a low coverage, low to medium coverage. And the one thing I do like about this Victoria Beckham quite a bit is I feel like it self-sets. So normally I would grab a powder or something to set that under the eye, but I don't have to with this foundation, and that's one thing I really like. So it's a bit of a trade-off. You know, I think if it was $48 instead of $68, that could make a huge difference. It would be on par with like the YSL one. But it's still a lovely product. Just wait until there's a 20% off coupon at places like Nordstrom or Bergdorf Goodman who carry Victoria Beckham, and I think it would be a really good thing to try. So for my primer today, I've been trying out this About Face primer. I normally use Rare Beauty or Pat McGrath or something like that. Urban Decay, but I wanted to try, let me grab a quick brush. I wanted to try this brand because I was really impressed with their foundation. It's a low priced but very nice foundation. Both of these foundations feel really nice right now. They almost feel cooling, soothing, if you will. Especially, I feel like that Givenchy one, you can see a bit of the glow too. It's very nice. Both of them have it. Perhaps the Givenchy has a hair more glow. The Dior is probably a fraction more coverage. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. They're both lovely. So for the eye look today, I'm only going to do one eye because on the other eye, I'm going to make a short video. And I'm at the point now where I can't do multiple eye looks a day. My eyes will start burning and they will not feel pleasant. So you'll have to forgive me, but I'm just going to do that today. So to begin, I'm going to grab the Lisaeldridge Betty palette. I believe this is her 5, 6, 7th palette. She had 5 originally, and then she added one last fall, and then this is the spring release. Now this doesn't have any mattes in it, but it does have some satin textures. I'll put the photo up. Some satin textures that can be easily blended out. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start here with the color, let's see. Let's start with Talk to the Paw, which is this bottom right color. Okay, that is pigmented. But I believe if it's like the others, it should blend out nicely. One thing I could have done too, if I really was determined to have a matte up here, is grab one of Lisa's liquid silk matte liquid shadows. Those are beautiful products to use as a primer or as a base shadow. But as you can see here, with just one time in that color, look at the payoff. And it is blending beautifully. That looks really nice, and it's not shiny in my crease or anything. So I'm going to go in, this is going to be a little tricky because I want to use a lot of these colors. How are we going to do this? I guess we'll do kind of a purpley look today. So I'm going to go in with Prima Donna, which is a metallic. It's the deeper purple in here. And let's plop that on this outer corner. That is a pigmented color. I feel like I've always really liked Lisa's formulas. I feel like her mattes are spectacular. Sometimes her metallics or luminous, they have different finishes, satins, whatever. Sometimes you used to want them to be like powed up a little bit in the palettes where she wouldn't have a topper. But now every one of these palettes has been really spectacular. I'm so pleased with that. The lightest purple color is called Lavender Queen. So I'm going to grab that and put that in the center up here. And I could have used my Pat McGrath Intensify wand if I wanted to intensify this, but these are very pigmented. And I'm just going to merge the two purple colors together there. That is a really beautiful lavender color. Now, on this inner third, I'm tempted to do that yellowish color, but I think that might be a separate look, that high maintenance color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Luminous Duochrome down here, which is Starlit. Really beautiful. Teal, purple. Look how wet that looks. And I'm going to put that in the inner third and bring it up. That is beautiful. That is a beautiful color. This is a beautiful palette. This is going to be one of Lisa's best, I think. Sorcery, I think, has always kind of held the bar. I think Vega and Fawn were really good sellers, but I think Sorcery's always been like her signature. But this is beautiful. Now I'm going to go back in with that color Talk to the Paw a little bit on the bottom. And just hit that bottom a little bit. And then even closer to the line there, I'm going to go with the purple just a little bit and just kind of mimic. Same with the light purple. Just kind of mimic what I did on top. And then on the inner corner, I'm going to grab that Duochrome again, because it is the lightest color in here. Although, if I was doing a different look with the browns and the golds, I could have grabbed this light purple. It's very light too. What I am going to do though is on the tear duct area, I'm just going to grab a little bit of that high maintenance color. I just want to see how it turns out. Oh, that's pretty. It just gives a little something there, a little different. I don't think necessarily it might show up here, but I think it will in the video or in the photos at the end. So I used all the colors except for Posh, which is a beautiful color. It is a luminous and it is a like a taupe with silver pearl, but I will use that. I promise you that will get plenty of use. So I think that looks really good. Now, Lisa also came out with a Burnt Umber mascara and a Burnt Umber liner. One thing that I would like her to do, I really like her liquid liner. I'd like her to come out with that in Burnt Umber too. So Lisa, I know you're not listening. You're not one of my 8 viewers, but if you ever do, that's on the wish list. So I'm going to grab the Seamless Glide eye pencil, and this is in Burnt Umber, and run that along the bottom. Ooh, that is smooth. I don't think I've tried a Lisa eye pencil before. That is incredibly smooth. Sort of feels like Victoria Beckham, which is my holy grail. This one might even be a little bit creamier. It also might be just a little softer. But that is beautiful. In fact, I'm going to run that just barely, since she didn't do a liquid in this. Just barely into this corner and wing it out a little bit. I said just barely, and now we've hit drag queen territory, but whatever. We do what we gotta do. So on this side, I'm gonna grab my curler. Ow, fuck. I should have grabbed my Refer one. I don't even know what this is. A little death wand. Oh, Wet n Wild. There you go. Okay, so let me grab. Now, one thing I will say, I have. This is a common problem. Lisaeldridge, you have two mascaras here. One's brown, one's black. This is the same thing with YSL. I can never tell which is which. So the font is really little. I'm thinking this one says Burnt Umber, so we're gonna see. Yep, I like the wand. I love the YSL brown mascara. I would say this is more of a red brown, where the YSL is more of a neutral brown. But it's beautiful. That looks really nice. So, what do we want to do? You know what? I'm gonna do, instead of a blush over here, because it's nice and neutral. So I'm gonna. I do have my Cosmic Rose liquid highlighter from Lisa. These are my favorite. I have two shades. I have this one, and then there's one lighter than this one. These are my favorite liquid highlighters. I mean, I love the Dior ones too, but they are the smoothest liquid highlighters on the market. There is no visible glitters. I know the Dior ones say they have no visible glitters, but some of the shades do. And I don't mind glitter, listen. But it's just something to remember, you know, or something to think about. Okay. And this is just a rose ink little brush. Is Rose Ink still around? I like some of their products. This has a little bit of a pinky hue. That's why I used it here. I think that looks really beautiful. What do you think? Of course, now this is going to be glowier than this side because it has that highlighting product. But I think it looks really beautiful. If you like this kind of content, like I said, please like, subscribe, follow along. I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to just throw on a lip. I've got the Chanel. I don't believe this is one of the new ones. I don't think it is. But the Chanel liquid tint. I love these. This one's in 48, maybe. My eyes. Soft Rose. If you've never tried these before, they're really cool. They're a liquid lipstick that is incredibly lightweight. I could have put a liner down, but it's not really necessary because this is so fine, the point. And you'll see with one coat, it's kind of a wash of color there. Now, if I let this sit, I can do another coat. You'll see it gets dramatically deeper. They're kind of foolproof. And the thing about these is Yeah, the gloss you have to redo every so often. But this color will not come off. If you have a glass, if you have, it takes actual makeup remover to get it off once it's set. I'm going to show you in a second, because what you end up doing is you need to put the base coat on. Everyone probably knows this. I think these are a huge seller for them. You put the base coat on, you let it sit for about 1.5 minutes until it gets kind of tacky and dry down. But it'll have a weird, like, kind of tacky feeling, but it never makes your lips look crusty or dry like most liquid lipsticks. So yeah, see how it's kind of sticking there? That's what you want. You don't want it to be slippery. You want it to kind of stick. Then you go in with this. And once you go in with the gloss and you seal it, it's not moving. The gloss will transfer, obviously, but it's almost like you're shellacking it. And you saw I put on, what, 2.5 coats of that? Well, first of all, one thing I love, I just did a coat and there's nothing on here. You would not have to redo this gloss unless you just wanted to. It's a nice gloss. But it is more like a sealant. And then let that sit for a minute and you are done. And you would not have to take this with you. It will not transfer. I don't want to get my hand sticky with the gloss, but I have to. I'm like pushing my hand in here. It will not transfer. Great product. They just came out with some new colors. They have a lot, like 25 or something. But that's the soft rose, which goes really nice with this. I could have thrown a blush on, but it's okay. I think it looks really nice. Again, like, follow, subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.